We are rolling. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Get right to it. Apologize. We did actually have a show for those who listened through the podcast, but those on YouTube was like, yo, what happened to an episode? We do actually have that, but all that Kendrick Lamar talk and showing the video got us our first strike, so that was kind of cool. I guess that's cool.
We got our first strike, boy. We going places.
We out here active. We active enough. But yeah, let's start with a toast. Y'all know how we begin this.
Yeah.
Everybody grab your little drink of choice at the moment. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. And it goes as such. Yes. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm really
bad at this.
Really
saloon,
bad,
brothers. Saloon.
Yeah.
Sip of that.
So what's been up, man? What's been up? What has transpired since we last gathered? James, what's cracking?
Oh man, I got some good little Valentine moment with the wifey. Had a nice little time on Valentine's Day. Yes. Interested to hear about y'all Valentine's, see what y'all do. I need some pointers. I need some, I want to keep a couple of nice ideas in the tuck. But we went out to a cool little restaurant in LA. Yeah. Joyce LA, hit that joint up. They got a dope menu, dope vibe. Joyce LA. And went with some friends. Good conversation. It was dope, man. It was dope. We was, just sitting around talking, hanging out with friends, laughing and joking till all hours of the night. Yeah. Nice. What I was interested in though is like, what do y'all do to keep that Valentine moment interesting? Like, what are some things I can do to keep that going? I know y'all got some dope spots, dope ideas. Y'all got something.
I don't know. I say just do what y'all do. What that can do the thing that would be special for y'all, like whatever that is.
Create that memory. That's what I've been trying to do. The ones that we'll talk about again. Like, I remember that one time we went to,
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be, extravagant. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, do the thing that is special. I think, for you guys. And that could be, anything. And I just say I would say just stay true to that. And I think you'll be like, okay.
So like example, like one of the pictures that came up was that one karaoke spot in either Savannah or Atlanta where the DJ did California Love.
Yeah.
You remember that? It was like 12 of us. Bernard, everybody was up. And that was a wild night. It was fun, man. Those kind of nights, you know what I'm saying? Where we all doing karaoke and he's just like clowning and we all can remember some of the different songs. So Buc-cees, we was in Atlanta, we did this karaoke joint and the DJ was just like a mild-mannered, little like average-looking white dude. He's playing the songs, whatever. And then he comes over to me like, hey, man, I want you to do a song with me real quick.
Oh,
like,
no, he was in Savannah.
That's Savannah, right?
Yeah, that was in Savannah, yeah.
So dude asked me to do California Love with him. He want me to sing the hook. Why? And he was just like, just sing the hook. I was like, okay, you good with the rest? He looked like a regular white dude. He was like, you good with the rest? He was like, I'm good. I was like, all right. So I get up there, sing the little hook. And then this dude come out and do the Dre verse and crush that joint. Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. And the whole place just went up like, oh man, it was that kind of a night. Or at least we did not expect this mild-mannered dude to come out and bust these California Love verses. They was clowning. It was funny.
Yep, you want to hear something real funny there? Then Buc-cees, then he gonna invite James back to his crib. for another extra karaoke.
Karaoke session.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
man.
an extra karaoke special. Hey, we get together even after this. Now this is talking about a karaoke that's not ended until like 1, 2 in the morning, right? This nigga talk about we gather after that and want James to come over there. Yeah, nigga, tell the whole story, nigga,
I
man.
don't remember that part. I don't remember that part.
Man, them
That's
niggas, them
funny.
niggas was trying to kick it with James later on. It was like,
Oh man. He had that baby oil on deck.
yeah, yeah, buddy.
I
They
knew it was
had
coming. I knew
they
it was
had the
coming,
they
Buc-cees.
had the oil on
Oh,
deck for your boy.
yeah. He got James on camera.
I went
Oh
home with my
man.
wife. None of
Oh my
that. None
god.
of
It's
that. That's
hilarious.
funny, man. I don't remember
Oh
it like that.
man.
Is
No,
that
I
why? That's
remember.
why he was ordering
Nah,
drinks.
we was
That's
laughing.
why he was paying for my drinks.
Nah, actually, we was talking about that the other night.
Yeah,
And somebody else remembered it like that, nigga, and I laughed. I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember it might not have been the same night, or they was trying to hook up with you, nigga, afterwards. Like, oh James, you need to come
Oh my
through.
god.
We got to go
That
bring
is
down the
funny.
house later on. We was like, really?
Hey, you know
Wow.
what's funny? It seems like every crew got that one person. Every time you go out, somebody try to snatch him up. And it's funny because in our crew, it's the homie Rich, right? Big
Yeah,
Rich, right?
yeah,
Everywhere we go, when we all go out, even as couples, it's always an old white lady just trying to take Rich home.
oh my God, Rich is
Hey,
funny.
his wife be like, Boogie, there you go again. There she go. There go the white lady every time, man. And it's funny because if you know Rich, like Rich was like forward from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
see this like Martha Stewart chick try to
yeah.
flirt with Rich, man. Every time, man, we be dying,
But
bro.
Rich is so much fun, Jay. You gotta,
Yeah,
man. Rich is fun. He'll be dancing and singing. He do not care, bro. He's the life of the party wherever he go. Him and his wife are the life of the party.
yeah,
Crazy. They stay having fun.
yeah.
And
And that's
then
what and that's what we did this Valentine's. Me and wifey, we our little spot we like to go to in La Mirada, Mr. V's. We down in Mr. V's again for Valentine's Day.
okay,
And
Yeah.
wifey like to dance. So wherever there's music and dancing, that's where
Oh
wifey
man,
like to go. You know what I'm saying?
we got one of
And so
those.
that's we
yes,
all got one of those, Jay. We all
man.
got one of those.
Yeah, buddy.
Wifey can go all night dancing
Hey,
all night, bro.
bruh, tell me.
And that's what
I
makes
be
it fun because Rich is the same kind of way. Rich will dance
yeah,
all night. And
yeah.
then like and me and Pam, that's why we be tired. We sit down, be like, all right, yeah, y'all go ahead.
That's dope.
Oh man.
Man,
And
one
then
of the young oh, go ahead,
uh
finish. Go
no,
ahead,
I was
finish your
saying,
thought.
man, they played that Montel Jordan, the whole little side went up,
Went
went
up.
up. Cause most of the time we don't even black people come in that joint. And once
Yeah.
we go in there, the whole everything just go up. Everybody get out their seats and dancing with us and this and that. So they like to
DJ
see us
start act
coming.
DJ start
Yeah.
acting different, huh?
Oh, he already knows. He know us every time we come in. Hey, look, we all on his Instagram page and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they
That's
already
dope.
know. Once they see us come in, they already know what's going up.
Man, look, the last wedding I went to, man, we knew a gang of people there, like a church wedding, whatever, our church, somebody from our church, whatever. I did
Yeah.
not see my wife for like 2 hours, bro. It was like a mosh pit. They dance floor was like a mosh pit. All you could hear was hey, hey for hours. I don't know who it was, but I did not see my wife for a long time, man. They was dancing for forever. I'm chopping it up about football, whatever, everything else. I didn't see this girl for a long time, man. She stayed on the dance floor. I'm like,
But
Nigga.
it'd be
y'all,
good
y'all,
times though, bro. It'd be
yeah,
good times, man. That's
yeah.
why that's another thing. I don't understand how people could just be like an island to themselves, dog. Like This life is fun with people, with friends. You know what I'm saying?
It is,
Yeah.
but I think what it is just some people just like can be either severely like hurt, or they could also just be like very comfortable with that. I just see, and it's rare, but I seen people who like I had an aunt who seemed to be very content, like being by herself and living by herself and doing all the stuff by herself, and it didn't seem to bother her, bother her at all. And I also have a cousin who's kind of like that, but the difference between him is he will hang with friends. It's like he's super social.
Yeah.
So
I
But
think
yeah,
I'm
you onto
but I'm
something about
even
that first part though. Go
yeah,
ahead,
but
Boogie.
I'm even speaking about like married couples. You know what I'm saying? Like when you
uh,
meet this married
yeah,
couple, it's just like, oh, all I need is my spouse, and that's it. I don't need nobody else. You be like, what? You know what I mean? It's all good. You love them, but like, can you have like relationships with other people, other spouses? That would make life go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way that that's gonna be healthy for most of us. Like we talked about that Trevor Noah clip not too long ago. Like I play tennis. I play tennis for real. I gotta go find some people that play tennis. My wife don't care about it. She ain't gonna care about it. You know what I mean? She ain't gonna sit up and play Madden with me. She might
yeah,
watch me play Madden, because she know I like it, but she ain't gonna really get down with me in no Madden. I gotta go find somebody else to do that with, somebody online, whatever. That's normal though. Now all my interests can't be away from her. You feel me? Like we
Yeah,
gotta have
yeah,
4 or 5 things we like doing together. But I might have 2 or 3 other things. Like we don't work out the same way. Her workout is different from mine. So even if we go to the gym at the same time, we not gonna be on the same machines. We don't have the same rhythm. We don't our workout rhythms are just different throughout the week. So we might do something like take a walk together if I'm hard day at work, take a quick little lunch
mhm,
break, and we'll go walk together. We'll catch up, and then we catch up on. But we took that from y'all, Jay, sitting down talking about bills and whatnot. We made that a thing, so we get that time. We go out, whatever. But if I'm gonna work out a certain way and she gonna work out differently, ain't no point of us going to the gym at the same time. It ain't gonna change. That's
yeah.
not gonna
But
happen. So we
I
gotta
like
have a gym friend. She got her gym friends when she go. You feel me?
yeah, but even outside of that, I'm talking about like how uh how like even like Jaden was out. You know what I'm saying? When they was at Tennessee somewhere with the couples.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Nashville.
stuff like
Yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying? Like
man, them good.
couple outings, dog. Like
hey,
that's like so bombs to me, dog.
yeah, I know, and it's just somebody got to. I mean, people got to try it, and then you got to be
Yeah,
around like people that comfortable with, and
yeah,
it takes time, but I seen that. I seen even Josh and them, James. I seen them like
Oh yeah, they
on
was in North Carolina.
Valentines.
Yeah.
Yeah, all got
yeah.
together with couples, and I like to think that was something that we all contributed to, and something that we all
Mhm.
did for
Oh
our
yeah,
generation, and
yeah, they
and
said that.
yeah, and
They said that
so
they got that from y'all. They was like, we like the way Donna and them do that. Like we gonna do that ourselves. And they
like
like five years in, I think, maybe more.
that's what I'm saying, and it's like it's something we just stumbled upon. If you think back, James, we was just like, oh man, would it be cool if we all went to Vegas one time, and then
Mm,
we did it,
mm-hmm.
and we stayed together, and we was like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of fun. It's like,
Yep.
man, we just had just jokes upon jokes upon jokes, and just laughs upon laughs, and just good times, and everybody getting everybody's quirky perspectives on things, and getting to know the
Mm.
couples, and having tough conversations, you know, as a result, praying for each other and staying in each other's life.
Yeah,
It is. I'm with you, Buki. It's a real beautiful thing. And if you are married, man, find your tribe and rock out together. It does enhance marriage to me.
that's true.
Most
Yeah.
definitely,
Bookie,
it does.
Bookie, you got a crib too. Y'all went on you got a crew also. Y'all went
Yeah.
to a couple of joints, Cabo, I think.
Yeah, we actually we got it from y'all too. I got it from y'all. And I was like, when we all got together, I said, you know what? Um I'm gonna put actually I had put a marriage group together at the church
Mm-hmm.
um for us just to hang out, go out, and like I said, I got it from y'all when y'all very first started going. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the Vegas trip and all that. And I was like, oh, that's dope. And I was like, man, we got about 5, 6 couples here that we all hang out. We might as well go do it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Yep.
our
Yep.
very first trip we went to, we took a cruise. Yep, we took
Yeah.
a cruise to Cabo and all that. I mean, we took a
Yeah.
cruise to Ensenada. Then like the next year we went to Cabo, and then we got hit
Mhm.
with that pandemic. You know what I'm saying? But then we went down to San Diego,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
to the Welks Resort down in San Diego. So yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all set the trend, dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
dope,
a
man.
beautiful thing, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, our kids catch on to that as well, and in the future that they, so choose to be married and start their families, whatever, that they will remember that and being like, yo, we're gonna do that too. So it's dope. It's dope.
Mhm.
Uh-uh.
And you learned a
Jay,
lot from each other too, dog. You learned a lot from the
man.
other couples.
Hey,
Yeah.
say
Yes,
that, dog.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
And it's organic. It ain't nothing that, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, that you have to like force. It's like
Yeah.
Right.
it'll just happen. Just let it happen. What I was
Yep.
trying to do, James, is I was trying to surprise the pod. That's why I've been fiddling around, nigga. Because that moment that you was talking about, I knew I was gonna be able to find it, and I found it.
Hey,
I
look, why
know.
you? But Boogie, this
Yeah,
is the
go ahead.
thing. This is the thing that we found that we noticed. Like once you start seeing the couples interact over time, you start picking up like, oh, that's dope. How they got that one thing. They could have a lot of dope stuff, but it'd be like this one thing that stands out. So like one of our couples, you could tell that they were really friends. You know, the way that they interacted was like the way we interact on here. Like they genuine friends. And we all picked up on that, like, man, that's pretty dope. I gotta add that to my marriage if I don't have that already. You know, if I don't have it like they have it. So I might not be able to get to where they at because they had that down. But you know, it was something where like I'm taking notes on that. She gotta be my real friend.
Yeah.
And then one couple was just super transparent. I'm talking about brutal honesty. They did not care who heard or who knew. It just was raw. This where we at right now, good or bad. This where we at, and we were like, man. Every other couple was like, man, I got to take notes on that. I gotta make sure that we are really telling each other the truth. And another couple was super romantic. I mean, like all over each other all the time, not in a gross way, but just like you could tell,
Hmm.
oh, they really attracted to each other. Like they got crazy chemistry. We had one couple that had crazy chemistry just all the time, and they would talk about it too. Not in it wasn't awkward or nothing, but they wouldn't say nothing out of pocket. But you could tell, like, oh, they really attracted to each other. That's dope. And then one couple, you could tell that they could laugh all the time. They could laugh at each other anytime, all the time. And I think another couple just had like a lot of respect for each other. You could tell they genuinely appreciated each other's perspective, whatever. And you know, after you see all of that, it's like you start to see like, okay, here's where I can add helpful aspects to how I'm interacting with my girl. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just seeing how Jay do life with his girls, like helping me see like, oh, okay, I need to take them notes. Did you see that kind of stuff, Buki, with your crew?
Yeah, you can see like, yeah, exactly what you're talking about, dog. That little
Hey,
special
what you see on the screen? What y'all
excitement.
see?
A bunch
Y'all
of
got?
thumbs up on the thread, the
Uh-huh.
text thread.
How about that? I'm playing a little video. What y'all see?
No, we still see the text thread.
Yeah, the text
Okay.
thread.
All right, I got to get this video right for y'all. Then I got it. I know what I'll do. Yeah, buddy. Check
Uh
this
oh.
out.
What is this? You might have to switch screens, Jay. I don't know how
Yeah,
to go.
I gotta change screen. Which one does that? Which one? This one. Nigga.
Man, what foolishness you got going, man?
That nigga. Yeah, nigga.
Go ahead, man.
It's for the people, nigga. Because y'all think we playing. That's that night that he talking about right there. And that dude that he talking about is the dude that's standing on stage
He's
right
just
there.
standing there like he not gonna do
He's the
nothing.
mild mannered guy.
He looked like security, Boogie. That's the security guard keeping all these people in check. And then he
Man, he came through. Your boy came through.
I don't get no audio though, Jay. You know what's going
Nah,
on.
we didn't get it. For some reason it didn't capture the audio because
Yeah.
I had to record it from the old audio. But we're gonna start doing more of this in the future because I got a lot of these moments, nigga, on my phone, and that was Savannah, and that was James there shutting down the karaoke as we do it. Them people was
Hey, he
having a
grooving though.
ball.
Hey.
No, but wait. Nigga, it's late night. Matter of fact, I don't know what we did. We did something before we even went there.
It's
And
dinner or
then
something.
we came there and it was super late and these niggas acting like this. It was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Yeah.
hey, it was that high five at the end right there.
Your boy got another invite. He gonna act like he don't remember.
I don't recall. I don't
After
recall
that,
none of
after that
that.
performance, they was like, yo,
Yeah, he the
they was
one.
like, yo, we need your boy to be at the
Yeah.
late night.
Nah,
he
nobody
got
stayed.
invited. He got
No,
invited.
nobody stayed that late.
That
Nobody
boy,
stays that late. I told you. We never stayed that late. We never
that
stayed that
boy,
late. Mm-mm.
that boy got invited to the after party,
The
Buc-cees.
after party,
Nope.
yeah.
You know the ones that everybody now say they didn't go to when it was
Yeah,
Diddy. They
Yeah,
we didn't go to the
nobody was
late night.
nobody stayed to that for that one.
That nigga got an invite.
yeah. That's what
That,
Marlon Wayne said. Oh yeah, I left before that happened.
Yeah, we late.
I left before that happened.
everybody
Everybody
left.
said that.
Everybody left.
Lecrae, everybody left before all of that. Lecrae, Jamie Foxx, nobody stayed.
Nobody stayed. Nobody said I actually stayed. I actually stayed. I can
You know,
say I stayed.
can't nobody admit that now.
Nobody wants to say that now, boy. No, they weren't.
But
That
for
is
real,
funny.
like don't lie, like these moments, like they spark your marriage. We could sit me and wifey be sitting around laughing at y'all so hard, man. Going back over
For
some of
real.
them years. Like wifey fell into the ocean, Buki. Like we
I
walking on
remember that.
we
I
walking.
remember that.
Everybody
Bruh.
remembers this amazing video that Jay put together of us on a yacht. We on a yacht doing it real big. It's a small little boat, but I'm gonna call it a yacht. We on a big boat doing it big in Florida. Nobody
Nah,
remembered when she fell
it
into the
was
ocean.
it was a little yacht. It was officially a yacht. We ain't
It
trying to
was.
stunt.
It
It
was.
was officially.
But I mean, that's the moment everybody remembered. But we sitting around laughing like, man, my girl really fell into the ocean. She
I
fell
remember
off
she
the
came back
side
and
of the
told us the
dock,
story.
man.
Like,
And
yeah,
my
I was
homie
walking, I
just sitting
touched the
there.
ground.
The homie Jason Love just sitting there eating French fries, just licking ketchup off his fingers. Like,
What trip
oh
was
man.
that? What
I
trip
don't
was that?
I
I
don't
don't
know,
remember.
man. But she
I remember,
fell
I
off
It
remember
had
the
to
seeing
be
the one
dock.
when
somewhere. Oh no! It was Florida. It was.
when y'all was
I
doing
don't
that
know.
gator, when y'all was riding in the swamp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
I
Yeah,
remember.
it
I
was that
remember
trip.
video of that one too.
Yeah, so I
I was like,
mean,
these was really in the swamp. Like, bunch of niggas from Compton in the swamp. Like, boy,
yeah.
oh my
You
god.
gotta create those memories, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
create
got
those
to.
memories. Cause
You
then me
got
and
to.
wifey now we can just be driving down the coastline, you know what I mean, going to dinner and
Yeah,
just busting up laughing at all this stuff we done lived through. You know what I mean? So to
yeah.
me, that's what Valentine's supposed to be. Something you can look back on and smile. What y'all do,
Valentine's
Jay?
was cool. We went to Eddie V's. You know how they had. You know they
Oh,
got that Eddie V's out in Tennessee as
Mm-hmm.
well, and we was out there doing the honky tonks. It was cool because it was like, yo, we was there one time. Me and T was there for like a conference, a short term rental conference one weekend, and so we got to be there, kind of see some of the city. We actually did a tour and walked around, but we really didn't hit up the honky tonks, which is a big thing in that town, and it's dope because it's a lot of live bands uh doing country music. They're doing all kind of music really, but of course doing country music, and then they be taking requests. It was so funny because somebody, it was my wife. My wife told them to do some Nelly or something, and they stopped doing they country music, nigga, and went into Nelly. One of them did the rap, nigga. Them people love to have a good time. That did not throw the band at all, nigga. They was like, we know how to do that too.
Yeah.
So it was dope just going to the honky tonks because it's what's so dope about that city. It is about country music. So Buki, you would have been in heaven. Um, but it's like that's the place that they probably are finding all the up and coming talent because it's like all the major country studios is out there. It's just that's what it's known for. But they got all of these restaurants or these honky tonks for them to perform in, and it don't
Yeah.
cost you nothing to go in. There's no cover charges to go in these places, so all you doing is standing in line. Go in, and of course, they everybody drinking up a storm and having a great time, but what's dope is it's just the live music, aspect. It's like it's going on all night, and these people be performing 2 in the morning, and you see them starting, nigga, is early. No joke. We saw them starting as early as 10 in the morning, nigga. People was up performing. It's 10 in the morning. It's breakfast time, and niggas full bands up playing, like doing
What?
they set. And we went into what's the dude's name? Jelly Roll. Ain't that somebody?
Yeah. Yeah.
He got a whole spot. And we went up in his spot. It was kind of decorated, kind of dope. Got his little vibe all up in it. But yeah, man. And you know what happened, James? Also, because it just happened, and it could just happen randomly. And you seen it happen where we book Valentines at a restaurant, and they give us that room.
That room.
Nigga. And it's just random. It ain't like something that nigga, they gave us that room. We was in there acting up. It was
I'm
like
sure.
you had had a TV in it. You could play your own music too. And Eddie V's wife, he like it because it's usually like somebody live playing
Live,
music.
yeah.
So we got a little bit of that, but we could close the door and just play
Turn
whatever
up.
we wanted to play from our phones, nigga. It was nigga. So it was one of those little weekends as far as like, and I liked it because the wifey was really in I would say in need of a break.
Yeah.
The jobs be wearing on you
I
in
bet.
some seasons, and so it
How
was
many
good.
couples was it? I couldn't tell. I didn't watch. I wasn't on too much.
It was us, the Cunninghams, and two other couples. One of them weren't able to make part of it because something happened at their job or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 couples, total. Just and we got a little spot there. It was dope, man. This little spot that we got was kind of like close to all the honky tonks and all that stuff, like in that same area. But it was like this little 3-story spot, and it was kind of like a condo, but it was stacked. That bad boy was like 3 stories. Everybody had their own bathroom. It was dope. It was
That's
a nice
dope.
little spot.
How many couples you had, Boogie? Y'all went what, 5, 7 couples deep?
Oh yeah, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we were 7 couples deep.
Oh, that's fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's fun, man. Yeah, Josh and them did the same thing in South Carolina. I think they might have been 7 couples deep, 6 couples deep. That's a good time, man. That's a good time.
Always a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Jelly Roll, is Jelly Roll one of the albums you told me to listen to, Bookie? You told me it was a good country album. I didn't listen to that, but you know what I did listen to, fam? That doggone Post Malone country album was amazing.
I told you that Post Malone joint is dope.
When you said Beyonce shouldn't have won that Grammy for the country, not for the country, maybe album of the year, that's whatever. But for country album, you was like either Jelly Roll or Posty should have won that. When I went and listened to that Posty, I was like, bruh, this joint is amazing. It was amazing. And I don't know nothing about country music, but I know good music when I hear it. That was good, man. It was good. It made me think, like somebody was saying, they need to let Post do the next Super Bowl. I was like, absolutely, Post need to get that next run. Post got songs after songs on songs on songs, bro. He need to get a Super Bowl if he hasn't won. I don't know if he did one yet. But
Shoot, that album
he
alone
need
got
that.
like 5 singles.
Bro, he got hits on there.
Yeah.
He could bring so many people out just off the collabs.
The collab, yeah.
Hey, Post Malone not to be played with, man. That I hear what you're saying now. That joint, Beyonce could have got album of the year, and they could have still gave somebody else that country joint. That was wild.
Yeah.
So,
what y'all listening to? What else y'all listening to? I'm on my music tip right now, Jay. What y'all listening to? Anything new? Y'all checking out anything new? It's a lot of new music. It's a lot of new music out. No, nothing new right now. Y'all not on that, man. Listen, I'm listening to the Weeknd new album. I'm telling everybody, that joint hard. The new Weeknd album is hard. That joint sound like a movie. Matter of fact, it's about to be a movie. It's a trailer floating around. Now it's dark. You know what I mean? He trying to think of reasons to not unalive himself. So he going through. He going through, but it's good though. I'm telling you, it's epic, man. If you like good music, that joint is fire.
Man, what is wrong with us? This thing is it's like the most morbid thing you can say, man.
He's having a hard night, having a dark night. He's having a tough night. It's called
he's having a horrible.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's having the worst time of his life, but it's great, man. I think it's great work. It's horrible.
He just tried not to, he tried not to put this fork in the socket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it sounds amazing. Amazing.
But the way he doing it is epic. Yeah, man. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like he having a bad night. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow. If I could just make it through tonight, that's the whole theme of the album. If I could just get through tonight, I'd be all right. Yeah, his girlfriend is calling him. He in the bathtub trying to think of reasons to stay around. It's rough, but it's dope. Like sonically, it sounds like a movie. And I think it's about to be like a little short film. It's so dope, man.
Y'all ain't listening to nothing? I gave that Drake a try.
I haven't even did that yet. Like an old man. What you think, Buc-cees?
Man, I didn't make it past the halfway point. It was like a lullaby, dog.
Oh yeah, he ain't lying, Jay.
And then like, don't get me wrong. You know, I like Kendrick, and it's not even a Kendrick versus Drake thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to think it's that because Drake got hits.
Drake
you know what I'm saying?
Drake is a GOAT.
Yeah,
clearly.
But when I played that album, I was like, yo, yeah. Well, let me click back over to my Buc-cees country greatest hits stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, wasn't it?
No, man. And I'm a Drake fan, but I know every now and then he gonna get in his bag that's not for me. He does it. He don't care. He gonna get in, and he did it. He got in that bag, and he had like 20 songs, and I think like 5 of them got replay appeal. That's not a good album. 5 songs out of 20 got replay value. That means you just giving us your throwaways, though. You're not. It feel like some record label stuff. You would know more about that, Jay. Don't you have to do certain albums to get through contracts and stuff like that? It sounds like one of them type joints where you just putting something out to get somebody off your whatever that's called.
It don't sound like he's trying to lead though. I think he just bombed on it, dog. I just think that yeah.
Y'all niggas is biased. Y'all some West Coast biased dudes. Like, that ain't it, homie. You ain't doing it. Y'all, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I'm like,
I got in the car. I did it right, Jay. I did my man justice. I got in the car at night and took a drive. That's where that music hits the hardest. I got in the car and took a late night drive, and I still could. I'm like, I'm never playing this again. There was only like 5 of them that I could add to my playlist. I'm not playing these again. I'm sorry.
Is it because you don't relate, or is it because you don't think it's good?
That's a good question. I think some of it was like, this is why we don't like you. Like, number one, this is what Kendrick was talking about. This is why we don't like you. Like, you steadily mad at this one girl who moved on, type stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, this not what we want from you. It's way too sentimental, and I don't understand why you keep talking about it. Then the next one is like, oh, if you won't really love me, I'll just buy you. I could buy you twice. Like, well, come on, bro. We don't want to hear that. At this point, you can't come like that again. That's what you've been exposed for. You can't keep coming back with that same foolishness. And then some of them was just way too girly. Like, I can't even see the girls like in some of these joints. Way too girly, mushy, sentimental. Like, who is this for?
For those who want those sentiments, I don't know.
Okay.
You know.
That's what he named. He named it. He named it Sexy Songs for You. So whoever you is, they got 20 of them.
They got it.
They got it. But that dude, if you go back to his catalog, man, oh my God, that catalog is unbelievable. If you just pull out the top 5 off of each album, you talking about hours and hours of classics. Hours, all the way back to the first album. He got at least 5 songs on almost
Maybe
every
you should
album.
take the hip hop label off and just be straight pop. Take the hip hop label away. I mean, that's what Westcom did. Taylor Swift came out as country music.
Country,
yeah.
Was it
Taylor
pop?
Swift,
Was it pop country? Y'all got a bunch of country little genres, right?
It was country, but what they did was they, the purists, the country purists, like, oh, this is pop country, so it became like a subgenre. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but she came out, and I mean, I've been listening to Taylor Swift since day one, since she came out. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, once she went full pop, it was just like, yeah, this is for the little girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She dropped an album I liked not too long ago called Folklore. That joint is hard. Folklore is hard. It's kind of
Taylor
slow.
Swift got hits.
Yeah, that's her pen. Her pen's strong.
Oh yeah, she been writing songs since she was like 13 or something like that.
Yeah, her pen is unmatched in her genre, and like for what she do. Yeah,
she nice
dope
with it. I did something interesting this week, Jay.
What's that?
Gardena MLK parade.
Oh, buddy.
Gardena MLK parade.
It's going down.
Yeah. Right down Van Ness from Sarah High School to Raleigh Park.
Wow.
Yeah. I was running the audio for the judges.
Oh yeah, because I know you weren't putting up no tents or nothing like that.
Oh yeah. And I was strictly there. That's what I was there. And look, and they gave me a helper. Like, all right, yeah, come on, we gonna set this whole situation up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Jay, you've been in Gardena like 15 years. You never told me Gardena was popping like this. You never told me that.
One, I didn't know a lot until Buc-cees was working this job, so I wasn't knowing that. And yeah, man, they got a couple coins over there.
They have to. They wasn't doing none of this when I was in Gardena. I lived like not too far from Barbie Coast.
Look, quick history though. Gardena MLK parade is the oldest parade on this side of Mississippi, dog.
Nah.
Oldest MLK parade, bro. It's older than the LA King Day parade.
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like the 23rd year of the MLK parade or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know how it go, had all the dignitaries drive by and all that, and you know how that go. But yeah, Inglewood High School. They came through. They band was nice.
Oh yeah,
much band. Yeah, it was delayed though because it was supposed to be in the week of the fires back in January, so we had to cancel it and reschedule it. So they do a high school battle of the bands there too. Like after the parade, they go into the park and do a battle of the bands. They have like Dominguez High School, Inglewood, Compton High come through, Centennial come through, Gardena, yeah. But it was kind of smaller this year because of the rescheduling, because of the fires. But yeah. Yeah, but your boy put his 5 hours in and deuces. yeah.
That man resume looking crazy now.
Yeah, bro. Straight audio engineer. They be like, you audio? I said, man, look,
That
I
man
did
plugged.
major events. You know what I'm saying?
That man plugged in the aux cord. Now he the audio engineer.
Audio engineer, bro. I got my own soundboard and everything. Man,
No,
It's
buddy.
funny.
my resume done got ridiculously long with this at this job.
Yeah.
That's it. Pick up them skills. They set you up for them. Just pick them up. Why not?
Yeah.
So what is this? Your boy E Mace talking about some. His clips is hot too. Shout out to whoever doing his audio, video stuff at their church. Cause
I'm trying to go to E-Mace Church this year. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
He done made too much of a difference. He done made too much of a. We gotta call Tommy, Buc-cees. We gotta call Tommy and see if he can hook us up, man.
Hey, we should schedule a just a little weekend trip to Philly.
Hey, that's real. We should call Tommy and see if Tommy can plug us in on a weekend and we can, try to meet up with my guy. I need a handshake or something, a picture or something. Ain't too many people I feel like that. He one of them though. E Mace is that dude, man.
Yeah, I want to taste one of his lamb chops that he always grilling somebody.
Check out his sneaker collection, all that. You try to be all in the man living room. He ain't say all that.
You already know how I do it.
Yeah.
Peep the clip. Let me see.
Hey, he been on fire.
Be so
this
unaccountable
month.
that you run off people that want to help you. Because whether you know it or not, as loved as you are, people have a you threshold.
Woo.
People get to a point where they're like, "Oh, are you? That's how you want to move? I'm not gonna waste my energy." Listen, it's nothing worse than a good person tired of a fool. And listen, this is for free. Some of y'all need to back up because some of y'all are getting in the way of God's belt in people's life. That was for free. Some of y'all are trying to rescue the Nabal when the Nabal don't want to be rescued. And so what ends up happening is that person, see, when you don't let people go to God after you've done everything you've done, you're diffusing the ability for God to discipline them with the necessary discipline they need to actually come to God. Listen, your job isn't to let them stay at your house no more. Your job is not for you to pay their rent anymore. Stop rescuing fools from their foolishness. The worst thing you can do
I remember
is be so unaccountable.
No, look.
Hey, dog.
I remember when you kicked somebody out your house one
Please
time.
talk about it. bring back full screen for it. Bring us back full screen, boy. We got some talking to do today.
Yeah, James kicked people out of his house that he was trying to help. He knows all about this. Thank God I have not been put in that position because I don't know how I can handle that.
Not yet.
I don't know. Oh yeah, in due time. But boy, it's something that's tough because you bring them in, you want to help, you want to do the right thing, and you're able, you do that, and then you find out you're dealing with maybe some foolishness, and you like, man, I gotta really kick these people out of my house. James, so how'd that go? How'd that go? How'd that go with you?
It's a train wreck, as you can imagine. It's a train wreck. It's a disaster, not disaster, but it's one of the hardest things ever. I had to do it with several people a couple times because I was that fool, right? So teenage years, coming home drunk, high all the time. My mom, like,
Yeah.
I can't take this because my mom watched my dad do that, and she
Yeah.
had her little bout with it. So she was like, "This break my heart. I can't watch you do this." So she was like, "You gotta straighten up." I didn't straighten up, so she kicked me out. So then I went over and tried to stay with, whoever. Ended up with my cousin, and they got daughters. My cousin got 4 daughters, and they young and impressionable. So I'm coming home drunk, high, whatever. They like, this not good for our kids. So they kicked me out too. And then, so I fast forward to where I'm in a position to help somebody get on their feet, not have to pay their rent. You know how we do. We always be thinking about some young black guy if he just get a chance to stack his bread and get an edge up and not have to worry about certain stuff. You feel like that's the push. Right. That's the push that he need. Yeah. But I'm not trying to be the indefinite, what do you call that, cushion forever. So I try to set the boundaries. I've done this a couple times where we set the boundaries like this is a stepping stone. This not permanent. This is a stepping stone. Why don't you use this time, stack your bread? You can look for different jobs. Because, like if you was desperate, you'll take the first Taco Bell job that you get offered. Like, oh, I got to take. No, don't do that. Go find you a real something. If you want to go to school or whatever, do that first and try to like get an edge up. Man, they and here's the part I'm gonna tell you. When wifey get tired, that's when it's over. Like, oh man, I'm trying to run interference for my guy. Two separate people trying to run interference for my guy because wifey's at home watching my man play PlayStation all day. And wifey not gonna take too much of nobody sitting around. Wifey not gonna take that. So once wifey get fed up and be like, look, I'm all about helping. But it looked to me like you driving more Uber than my guy is. And you got a 9 to 5. How are you driving more Uber than the dude sitting around playing PlayStation all day? Something not adding up. And I'd be like, okay, well, just give it let me talk to him. And she's like, okay, you can talk, but I don't like no funky boys sitting around playing PlayStation all day. Ain't bathed or nothing with the dirty socks on, just sitting around my house playing PlayStation. Once they get fed up, boy, he on the clock. He on the clock after that. Put it like that. My man got on the clock, and then wifey started looking at me crazy. That's when I'm like, all right, you messing up the flow now.
You messing up with the home, like, hey, gotta go.
Hey, Buc-cees, they know how to flex. They know how to flex when they want their way, bro.
Hey, you can't have another nigga blowing up your tent. They blowing your bridge up, nigga. Another nigga can't set fire to your bridge.
Like a little nigga. That nigga said, no gremlins running around here messing up stuff. Nah, bruh. No gremlins.
Can't have no little arsonists running around like, nah, buddy.
Hey, man, you nailed it, fam. They put a rent, they messed up the flow of the house, and I was like, yeah. I don't feel bad no more, Jay. At first I was feeling bad. I don't feel bad no more.
Nope.
No, it was
that's it.
And I'm gonna tell you what it was. I went through this when I was 17, 16. That PlayStation is fun, man. That doggone game is fun. Every black woman in the world calls it the game. I don't know what that is, but he over there just on the game. He over here on that game. Once they start calling it that game, am I lying? Once they start calling it that game, it's personal, dog. And I seen this twice. This twice.
Niggas really can balance that, but they just can't. Some dudes can't, and I feel for you. But you're right, James. Once they start referring to it as that game,
it's over, dog.
Because you can have a healthy relationship with whatever your hobby is, but when you just ain't right at home, that hobby is just gonna turn into something like ugly to them. Like, nigga, like, man, you handle your business, you handle everything right. They love it. They'll support you. You can have your little game.
Oh no, you're playing video games. Well, what's James doing? Oh, he playing video games. But when they get too far into it, oh, he on that game. He on that game is not a good way to. That's not. Am I lying?
Hey, that's when it's time to turn it off, dog. It's
Yeah.
time to turn it off. That game, turn it off.
Tell the truth, Jay. That's a different conversation. I could be playing video games. It's no problem.
Nigga,
But if
that
my wife
game.
ever say, "Oh, he was on that game," they're like, "Oh, it's that game now." Okay. That means they think of it as an idol. That's what they saw. It's an idol now. That's how they praying
That
against me.
nigga got a few things slipping through the cracks while he holding that controller.
Right.
Man,
Couple of things is going not
Yeah.
being reviewed. It's a lot of
Hey,
stuff
look.
slipping through the cracks while you
man.
got that controller in your hand, buddy.
Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, I don't play video games, but you know me in the Raider game. When wifey be like, "Oh, boy, you gonna watch the Raider games?" Yeah. When you say, "Oh, he in there watching football," oh yeah, nah.
That's a
When
different.
it's just football, when it ain't the Raider game, when it's just football, yeah, he there watching football. All right, let me go ahead and DVR this.
Let me
As long as
go
I'm
on and
watching, look, as
hit
long as I'm watching
record.
the Raider game, it's all good. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
bring my
yeah.
play there. I'm watching the Raider game. Oh, you there watching football? Oh man, once it's called football, it's all over with.
Hey, that is different, fam.
Nah,
It's
You
it
gotta know those
is.
funny.
cues, bro. You gotta know those cues.
Yes. Thank
You
you.
do. You do. And boy, pick up on those. And the sooner the better, get those cues and act accordingly. Cause yes, there
Mm,
there there is there is chaos and imbalance, and it's so lovely once you get it balanced. And
Hey,
I've
y'all
lived
ever
on both sides, so I know.
y'all ever had this happen where you thinking through whether or not you need to make some changes, you and wifey not getting along because of the same little pain point, and then you go to church on Sunday and you have no idea how this happens. We are talking about Jonah and the whale. And how do you end up saying, stop playing video games? Like, bro, you supposed to be talking about Jonah and this fish.
Yeah.
How did you get on to stop playing video games and be a man? Once I heard that, bro, I ain't picked up a controller since, bro. I don't
Yeah.
know what Sunday that was, but it wasn't no reason for him to be talking about video games. But me and wifey had just had a big blowout about me being on that game. I was on that game too much. I was on that
Man.
game. Trash wasn't getting took out. All kind of stuff wasn't happening right. And I was on that
Nah, yeah.
game. And
And
then
you
sure enough,
gotta,
the
yeah.
pastor was like, stop playing video game. Be a man. Grow up. I was like, all right, God. It ain't real. It ain't no reason for him to be talking about this right now. I took that as my cue. I ain't picked up a video game in I don't know how long, dog.
Hey man. My thing
Since.
is, yes, if you know you finna go out on the deep end, and it was another brother I was talking to about video games, and I was like, he had back in the days, he had won awards and all that kind of like really was into him, was in tournaments, all this kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
And then I was just like, well, man, like why don't you still, do that? And it's a lot of money in video game content
Yeah.
creating too, especially if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like playing something. I'm like, man, the world is different now, when it comes to that. And he was just what you said, James. He was just like, nigga, I'll be checked out. Like, nigga, I'll be gone, nigga, for days. People be wondering like where I am and if I get off into it. And I'm like, I understand it because it does, I understand the allure. And I'm not on them as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm looking for a new um um like I want to
Console?
say, yeah, new console. I don't know which one to go. I don't know what direction I'm gonna go in, but just to put one in my office.
Yeah.
But I remember like when we first got married, it was so funny because I remember like knowing like I had a brother who was 4 years older than me who had got married before I did, and so I would hear how you have to tighten things up financially when you get married. And boy,
Yeah.
I remember in the early stage, I was like, man, get married. I think it was maybe the first couple of months or so. I was like, boy, I better get this PlayStation like right now, because I know that once further down the road of this marriage, nigga, it's not gonna be like this. I'm not gonna be able to just be. I don't know, and I could have handled it differently, but I just remember like stupidly thinking like, oh man, I better get it now. Is it not gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
But nah, never to the point like where it just like toe up life or distracted.
So look, let's go back to what you was talking about, because both of these situations blew up in my face. So both of these dudes is on that game, and both of them, my wife, sweet wife, got fed up with both of them. Like, nah, this ain't finna happen. Like, I got too much stuff going for you to be sitting around playing on that game all day. So she hit me both times. They gotta go. They gotta go. So I'm going. I'm like, bro, here's the plan. You got, I'm trying to give them like a little bit of a runway, 30 days or 60 days or something, so they could get on their feet and figure out what they're gonna do next. So I hit one cat with the runway. Okay, you got till such and such. Matter of fact, it was centered around one of our trips. So it's like, okay, we going with Jay and them to whatever Valentine's trip it was. When we get back, y'all gonna have to work on what's next. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to work on what's next. And my man gonna hit me with, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, I don't know, fam, what you supposed to do next. I'm just telling you, 60 days from now, you not gonna be here. I don't know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do something about being ready in the next 60 days, because this is over with. I had to do a lot to get you these 60 days. You feel me? No, I'm spending extra money on this Valentine's trip partially to help get you these 60 days. So you know what I'm saying? Take advantage of this and be ready when the 60 days come. Man, 60 days come and gone. My man's still not ready. And I was just like, listen, this is your last week, fam. You just gonna find somewhere else to go. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to tell you, dog, but this is it. This is over with. This is over with. And boy, if you would have seen a firestorm of what happened online, the way we was drugged online about this, it got to the point where they tried to tell my pastor that I wasn't a good Christian. This is what it went. This is how far it went, Boogie. They done tell my pastor, like, oh, he not a good Christian at all. He tried to put me on church discipline. And I was like, oh, you done picked the wrong one, fam. Like, when are we meeting? Because I think church discipline, we all got to meet, right? You got to go to your brother with the elders, right? So you bring him, bring your pastor, and bring all your story and all your receipts, and let's meet. Let's meet. That's what I came back with when he came back, like, oh, I might have to tell such and such about this. I'm like, yeah, you should. And let me know when we gonna meet. I will be there. I will be there. I have no problem explaining my side of this story. And I will be no apology. I won't be apologizing for nothing. Mm-hmm. Man, we had that meeting, bro. That pastor man, they put him in such a bad position, man, because he was trying to be gracious. But we were just stating our case, like, this what happened. This is the timeline. Do you agree to this timeline? Was it true that this was the timeline? Do you agree to this 60 days? Do you agree that this is way past what you asked for? Do you agree that this is? And by the time I finished with that, he was like, yeah, I can't really ask him to repent for nothing. He don't really have nothing to ask forgiveness for. Like, I asked for forgiveness for the way I said it. I might have said it wrong. I was hostile. I was probably angry and frustrated, irritated. So I apologize for saying stuff wrong. But I'm not apologizing for what happened. And that was it. That was the end of that story. And to this day, I don't think my man rock with us really tough. Matter of fact, I seen my man online talking real big online the other day, and I was like, well, I hope he landed well, because he don't talk to me at all. To this day, Buc-cees, that man won't talk to me at all.
Nigga, you kicked him out and put him in the streets, nigga. I wouldn't talk to you either, nigga. It was cold out there, nigga.
Hey, he the one
figure it out.
Jay, he the one told the nigga go take James' shoes. Go sell that nigga shoes.
What is wrong with you, man? You not right. Something wrong with you.
He was plotting on these, man. He went got the homeless homie and plotted on James. Nigga.
I'm not doing this with you, man. Oh my god.
For real.
What's wrong with you?
Go get that nigga bike. I know his combination.
They leave the gate open at night. all that. No, I wasn't
Oh,
happy about it. I
man,
was trying. I
Cody.
remember. I remember what it feels like, but I couldn't feel no way after all I did. Jay, he drugged Buki. He talked so bad about Gerald online too. He talked crazy about Say Lies. He had so many posts about you, Jay. I was like, all right, at least it ain't just me.
What was he saying? I don't even remember what he was saying about me.
You was advising on like career moves because you had been out here. You had put out albums and singles and all kind of stuff. So you
Oh
was advising.
yeah.
You
I remember
advising
that.
on some career moves, and that man was like, "Man, don't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing." I was like, all right, can't nobody tell you nothing. The pastor can't tell you nothing. Jay can't tell you nothing. Why should I be any different? That's fine." But that's how it worked. That's what E-Mace reminded me. That's funny that you said that, Jay, because that's who I was thinking about too. Because it popped up. It popped up that I hope he landed well, but he's talking like almost like an expert at this and an expert at that. Like, okay, hopefully there's something behind that can back that up.
Man, some people that individual, and not picking on him because I because of him and a few other people I remember online, it kind of solidified that niggas need therapy, nigga. Trust me,
That's what you
like
got from that.
like seriously, you know what I'm saying? Even speaking to myself or whatever, but I know it because of how people lash out and how they talk online. I know the individuals who need it. I don't believe everybody does need it and everybody, but I can identify those who it will most definitely be helpful for them because you're dealing with a lot of stuff internally and you lashing out at people and you're not properly settling that stuff in your psyche, and so you just gonna remain upset and socially awkward, and in your mind, always be right, and these people are always wrong, and but they gonna figure it out one day, and it's not a lot of humility in a lot of those lash out posts and all that stuff, and I'm like, people just need to work through it, and
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I'm huge on that because now I know what that is. Meaning I know what that behavior is. Like I see that behavior and I'm like, that's a person who needs to talk through some issues and
yeah, man.
really have
I'm
the
starting to
work.
hear a lot of people say that the 30-year-old version of them would hate the 20-year-old version of them. I'm starting to hear a lot of that because we popping off in our early 20s about stuff we ain't even really thought through well. Like you said, we're just being emotional, having this trauma and baggage, and just talking crazy. Don't nobody know nothing but us. Like I look at my 20 something posts and I'll be like, bro, who are you? Who is this jerk? Like this is terrible. Apologies to anybody who's still stuck on that version of me. My goodness. I don't want to deal with that clown either.
Yeah. This let me hit that up. Wookie. I see what you
Yeah.
did right there.
Uh,
But yeah, this is a little timely message this lady got.
yeah.
I just
Play
seen
that
that
one.
this
They
week.
need to
That
hear
shit.
this one.
Yeah, she was on point
It's good stuff.
with this
Goes
one.
yeah, right along goes right along with Jay was saying, like deal with certain people, dog. It just
But I thought that the goal was to create awareness, to, normalize seeking help, to make therapy accessible, to remove the shame around mental health struggles. But somewhere along the way, destigmatizing mental health has taken on a life of its own. And now,
She ain't lying.
instead of people getting better, I just feel like people are getting worse. We didn't
Mm.
just normalize therapy. We turned it into a personality trait. We didn't just encourage self-awareness. We turned every feeling into a diagnosis. And instead of using mental health language as a tool, we've started using it as a shield, justifying avoidance, self-sabotage, and emotional fragility in the name of protection. Now everything is a trigger. Everything is trauma. People say, I can't do this. It's bad for my mental health. When what they really mean is this is hard and I don't want to deal with it. But Since when did mental health become about avoiding life instead of learning how to handle it? Good mental health isn't about comfort, it's about capacity. It's about having the emotional, the psychological, and the cognitive range to handle life as it comes, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Your mental health should be challenged, because if your mental health can't withstand stress, discomfort, or uncertainty, then you don't have mental strength. You have emotional dependence based on the right circumstances. And life does not care about your circumstances. And I'm serious. Like, really ask yourself,
You know that?
has your mental health journey actually made you stronger, or has it made you retreat further into protecting yourself in the name of good mental health?
That's good, man.
Killed that, bro.
Wow.
Killed that.
She nailed it.
Wow.
And even a therapist I know personally commented under that video, was like, she on point. Because it is, and some people, I remember this even before, like a lot of the mental health craze. Y'all remember when like they was putting kids on Ritalin and all this kind of stuff. And this is
Yeah.
like right before like ADHD became a thing. This was like right when it was developing.
Mm-hmm.
But I would always feel strange when people talked about themselves and they kind of led with that. Like I'm ADHD. Like you hear them now. Like I'm this, I'm that. And for some people, like she's explaining, like they use that illness or this, situation to not grow. Like, well, how am I going to handle my ADHD to where I'm not just saying, hey, I'm ADHD, so therefore such and such is going to happen if you deal with me, and such and such. Other than versus I'm working on it, I'll do this, or even I take meds or whatever to kind of like not to have it as your identity, but actually look at it as some sort of ailment that could need help. And it's just like, I don't know, I just remember around that time feeling weird, and then how they was putting kids on all these little medications in school, and it wasn't really seemingly like helping. And people walk around with oh, well, don't do that around me, that'll be triggering. And I always thought that was weird, because it was like, well, man, that means you're gonna have to walk around and always try not to, step on these landmines, if you will. When, like she said, I thought the whole reason for mental health and better in it is I like how she put it. It's about capacity.
Yeah.
It's about you being able to handle those things now. I thought it was about you not being triggered anymore and not just like living with it. It was like, let's get to a point. Let's figure out, how do I get to a point where I'm not triggered by these things? And that's not to minimize people's, serious issues. It's just, you want to work on them. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't say, man, I'm I'm in a condition where, nigga, I only want to eat junk food, and that's just how I'm gonna be. I got this condition where, nigga, I just want to eat cheeseburgers and pizza, nigga, and that's just, I am not gonna switch it up, and that's just because I'm filling the blank, whatever. Man.
I had a bad experience with broccoli. I had a bad experience with broccoli. So I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done. It's either 7-Eleven food or below. Like, like people would laugh, right? People would be like, "Nigga, that's crazy."
That's crazy.
You really need to probably just examine what you eating and really like tweak that for your health, because you're not gonna say, "Well, I'm challenged in this area, so I'm now gonna just stay stuck and then destroy myself." And I think with mental health, a lot of people pick up like their identity through sickness, and it's not just mental health. Like a person could just be, have some, weird disease that the average person doesn't have, and deal with it. It could deal with it in such a way where it's kind of unhealthy, where they just say that's their identity, and they don't really like do things to kind of get rid of it. They just kind of live with it. And I know there's some things that you will get and you have to kind of manage and live with. But I think it doesn't matter what it is. I think we all could be like doing our best to like deal with it and not just live with it type stuff. You know what I'm saying? If that makes
I
sense.
see it all the time, especially in the field I'm in, and it's like
Yeah,
it's not a get out of jail free card. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And that's why
Yeah.
a lot of people want to use it as a get out of jail free card. Like,
yep,
oh, don't do this to me because I got mental
yeah.
health issues and you trigger me, I might slap you. Like, nah, fam, you just not gonna
Like,
slap.
that's
You
not
know
how
what
that
I'm saying?
works.
That's not how
You
that
know,
works.
you don't
You know,
get slap passes
yeah, you
because
don't get slap
you not.
passes, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
you not.
Yeah,
Nah.
and then I mean, I even at the parks and stuff, you see it with the kids and the parents. It's like, oh, little Timmy, he got this and this and that, so it's all right for him to run up the stairs and jump kick the
Yeah,
window. We're like, nah, this is not cool, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? No, little Timmy need his butt whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. He needs
nah,
some
that's not
discipline.
cool.
Yeah,
Like, he going around kicking old ladies and you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You done made
He
this
has a
diagnosis.
disorder. He has a
Yeah,
disorder that sometimes he can act out and he'll kick an old lady. Like,
yeah,
no, what are we doing to
yeah,
fix this? Because this is broken. This is not something that we're gonna live with. This is broken. We're gonna
yeah,
fix it, and there's help for that. And I just think there is, and just thinking about my own journey, there is help for that. I understand what it is to be mentally stuck and like, man, I don't know, you know, how to move out of this particular situation or how to view it, and am I going too hard or am I not going hard enough? Like, I don't know. And getting help with those things is
yeah,
okay. But
Mhm.
but it has to start with you understanding your own brokenness and getting to that point. But as long as you kind of in that arrogant, you still know it all type stuff, and you're not listening to people who are more experienced in areas than you, that causes for a hard life, bro.
yeah. Mental and a lot of people they try to intertwine the two. Mental health and mental illness is not the same thing. You know what I'm
Man,
No, it's
saying?
say
not.
it. Please
It's
say
two
that.
it's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
You
one of
been
them people take
diagnosed with something. Yeah.
one of them groups is taking strong meds, nigga,
Yeah,
and another
you know
group,
what I'm saying? One of them
another.
dudes one of them dudes you gonna let slap you and you just gonna walk away. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, yeah, he ain't. But this other person, because
Yeah,
you know
there
what I'm
is a certain group of people who get slap passes.
saying? Yeah, but you don't get a slap pass because they did your steak is medium well instead of rare. So
Yeah.
nah, that don't no man.
Yeah, they
Karen
be
don't
like,
get a slap pass, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
nigga, I'm on lithium. Like, what the heck is that? It's something
Yeah.
that sound like, man. Like, nigga, it sounds like in the same family, in the gasoline family, nigga. You taking something heavy. Yeah. I take it to go to
Yeah.
sleep. Like, damn. That nigga mental. That nigga is
Yeah.
that's something different. That is not like
Why
mental
they why
health.
they be so much stronger than everybody else? I don't understand.
Man,
Why they grip me different?
man,
When
they
they grab
do,
your arm,
man.
they grip. You be like, wait. You be like, wait a minute.
Yep.
It's a
And
different,
they can look like your karaoke dude too, like mild mannered nigga, like
right.
but that nigga be strong as an ox soon as you
I
grab him.
don't understand.
Soon as, soon as you grab him, nigga.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
You like you like, dang, man, this nigga, oh man, this is not gonna go well.
It's not
Hey,
gonna go well. It's
This
different.
look,
nigga's,
hey,
yeah,
look,
that
I remember,
adrenaline is different.
hey, when I was working at Linwood back in the day, man, we had a dude, white dude there, man. This dude, yeah, he was like on that, man. got mad and he started pounding his head against the wall. Yo, what is this?
Whoa.
Like this dude is like juggernaut out this joint. Like, what is
Like, nigga, I
like
am
I'm about
not
to
finna
clock
go.
out, bro. I'm
You
about to
got it.
clock out. I'm going home. I'm done for the day now. I'll see y'all tomorrow and text me what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Boy said, nigga,
He mad because he got to do it. He got to clean the extra room. This nigga ran into the wall. Bah! I'm tired of this. Like, oh, yeah. Where my time? Where my time card at?
Where
Nigga?
my card at? I'm out,
Check
bruh.
it out, nigga.
I see y'all
Hey,
tomorrow.
text me what happened,
Stupid.
nigga.
My man clocked out. I don't get paid for all this.
Now this nigga
Nah.
running
Oh,
full
I'm
speed into the
crying.
bathroom wall.
That nigga come in, hey James, that nigga come in the next morning feeling guilty with donuts because that nigga he done cut
Look-
out early on them. And,
Look
and
at-
everybody had to go through all this traumatic experience. This nigga dip out. He gonna come the next morning with donuts. Like, so everybody.
Why dude was like 6'3", 260, dog. Like, yeah. He already big. Like, yeah, you 6'3", 2. Nah, dog.
Man, that happened to
wrestling
me.
with him.
Hey, bro, that happened to me one time. Like they tried to. It was this one dude. He didn't seem that off. He seemed like real mild mannered, but he was doing little stuff that made the bosses nervous. So they took him into a room. It's two ladies, manager, supervisor, whatever. They took him into a room. All they was gonna do is tell him, you're being a little bit intimidating. You've been a little bit aggressive lately. So we want you to just think through some of these things, and here's some customer service training or whatever. By the time he finished showing out, boy, he was fired. He went in the room to get wrote up. Came out the room fired. He flicked his he banked his time card off of the boss's head. He like
I knew it. He knew he was out at that point.
He wasn't though, but he wasn't. He went in there just to get a good talking to, like a verbal warning. But by the time he finished flipping tables over and scared everybody, they came out like, call the police. They ran out the room. I was like, what happened?
What was going on?
Oh man, he went in there to get rolled up and came out getting arrested. I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
We didn't seen too much, man. That man said he clocked out. Like, nah. Where the time card at?
Out.
Y'all better read them signs, bro. Hey, you only gotta show me one time. I'll read about it. I'll see it on the news next day. You gotta be there, bro.
No, you don't.
No.
He said he'll find out what happened on the news.
Man, I'm out of this joint, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
she killed that, Buc-cees. That was wild how she put that together. She killed that.
She did. That is, she was on point.
You know what? I think that even when you see it in the schools, these parents, they get the kids and they really don't want to raise the kids. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is get an IEP, be like, oh, I got an IEP, now I get a check. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now you just running wild. Like some of these kids just need a raising. You know what I'm saying? They need to be raised. But as soon as you let them go wild, then you get that diagnosis thrown on them. Like, oh yeah. So a lot of these cats, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, there are a lot of people that have mental health issues, you know what I'm saying, and mental illnesses. But some people like to play the game though, dog. It's a lot of money out here for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially in Cali. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cali, we experimenting out here with everything.
Man. And it's money floating around for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I like what you said though. It's a difference between how you say it. It's a difference between mental health and mental illness. We all are trying to have mental health.
Mm-hmm.
We don't all have a mental illness.
Yeah.
And she was pointing that out. She was like, y'all using some of these diagnoses to hide behind some stuff you need to work through. Like you don't need a pill. You need therapy. Like you said, Jay, you don't need pills or a check. You need therapy. You want to be able to handle this stuff, not always have to walk around it.
Exactly.
That's not sustainable, right?
And that should be the goal, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you want to continue on. I'm actually looking for a new one because I just moved or whatever. Yeah. But it's just overall I found it helpful for myself and like I said, getting to places where you could feel mentally stuck, and it's not so much of just like needing like recommendations, because I don't think therapists do that. They don't, they just help you if you have broken thinking and you have like a lot of self-sabotage going on, and you don't know how to get up from up under that. That's just one example. There's many reasons, but to say that's the case, then you're gonna find it beneficial for you. For me personally, you could be too hard on yourself based on just upbringing, being in that fight or flight mode for a very long time, and just getting to the point where you just got to give yourself more grace. Sometimes, that's the case for that. But therapy helped in those areas, you know what I'm saying, for me. So it's kind of like, you want to be, you hear people say this, I like this term, but you want to try to be like the best version of yourself. Like, you know what I mean? We could be healthy or we could be unhealthy people, period. And it's physically and mentally. And if you find yourself physically being unhealthy, then there's some things that I need to do to watch and to monitor the people. And it's the same thing on the mental level as well. You find yourself, okay, that's a little unhealthy, or I have unhealthy, habits and patterns in my life that I know, but how do I get around that when it comes to, how I'm seeing myself and how I'm seeing the world type stuff? There's help for that. So you find yourself unhealthy in any area, the logical thing is to get some help.
A lot of people don't want to fight, dog. Like, nigga, life ain't easy, dog. Like she said,
Right.
but a lot of people don't want to fight. They just want to be like, nigga, I'm here. I'm just all right. I'm giving up. Like, nah, nigga,
Yeah.
where your fight at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know what changed, bro, because it seemed like it's like a lot of things I'm seeing as a older adult in my 40s. It was like I don't remember seeing as a teenager and in my 20s, early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like,
it's
for
just
example, what?
the mentality of people. You know what I'm saying? Like no fighting nobody no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to see like
Yeah, I was talking to my girls
where
about
did
this
that
not too
turn
long
happen?
ago. It's because the playing field got much more difficult. I think that's what they believe, and I think they have a point. I'm not sure if they all the way accurate, but they have a point. Like, so for example, like finding a job when we was in our 20s was a tough task, but it was different. Finding a girlfriend in our early teen, early 20, late teens, early 20s, it was still difficult. You had to walk up to a girl, you might get rejected, but it was different. We didn't have Tinder, Bumble, and all this stuff. And then same thing with like buying a home. You know what I mean? Buying a home 20 years ago was different. It was like a fourth of your yearly salary, you could make it work. It would take up like a fourth of your yearly salary. So for every dollar you made, 30 cents would go towards your house. That's not true no more. So the playing field, I think from their generation, and we talked for a long time till like 2 a.m. It was like, it's harder. It's way harder for us because the dating game got really crazy with the online stuff. Social media is an aspect y'all didn't have to deal with. The job market is different. The housing market is different. Everything is harder. The competition is harder, and that's where they at. So I had
Hey,
to let them get that off.
hey Jay, I just sent you something to go with what James was saying. That was interesting. I had posted it on Instagram yesterday. And it kind of it goes with what you're saying, but it's almost on the flip side of what
Okay.
you're saying. You see, I sent it to you, Jay.
I'll put it up there.
Yeah, and I mean, I, I think I think the I think they kind of got it a little easier now, though. I think it's a little easier because everything is so accessible. You know what I'm saying? We had
Yeah.
we had
I
it
kind of
hard,
agree with
bro.
you on that, Boki. But
We had
let's
it
peep it out.
hard.
Let's see what he say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that whatever percentage of men have never hollered at a girl could understand the exhilaration of it working. Like just the whole process of it when we were younger. when you didn't have cell phones. I'm talking about back in the time where you had to be like, hey, Miss Williams, may I speak to Charlene, please? And she was like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing fine, ma'am. How are you? Hold on. Charlene! You know what I'm saying? Like that time was different. Me sitting around with y'all being like, yeah, y'all, so I'm gonna holler at the one in the green. Like, Chan, which one you like Fred, which, you know what I'm saying? So first we had to divvy out which ones we like, because maybe we like the same one. Or if the entire group of them was good looking, now you just gotta send the one who could break the ice. So it might be you, but like, Chan, you just go say what's up, then we all gonna come over there. But we ain't gonna really choose none. Whichever one choose us, that's how we rocking, right? Like,
that's a life skill.
And so then, when you walk over and you come back,
life skill, like he said.
Like she either wrote it on your hand or she wrote it on a piece of paper. That was it. Like, and you know how many times I sat in the mirror and said, hey, I'm RC. Hey, nice to meet you, before I went to the dance? I practiced that jump because I wanted to know how she was going to see my face when I told her this, right? And of course, women want that, right? Because for them, it feels good to be wanted in person. Yep. The dudes who are under 25 who don't want to do it, they're stupid, because it'll actually put you ahead of the game, because everybody got a dating app now. Now, here's the other piece of it, of why dudes don't like to do it and women want it. Men don't handle rejection well. We had to handle it because that was the only life we knew, right? Like, I had an ugly homeboy. He'd shoot at 10s all the time because he said the worst they could say is no, which is true. He taught.
All right, Jake, you gonna get us shadow banned again? Like, come on, that's enough.
Nah, nigga. Nah, that ain't copywritten material.
Jay
so
played the whole Super Bowl halftime show. Now we can't see episode 39.
On the back end of this video, he was saying like, now all they got to do is shoot a DM, and it's like, oh, yes or no. And if they say no, it's like, okay, they just said no to an avatar. They didn't say no to me. You know what I'm saying? So now they more comfortable with saying no with being rejected because it's not being done face to face. But like Shannon said, that was a life skill. You know what I'm saying? You had to learn how to talk it up. You know what I'm saying? And you had to learn how to take an L. Yeah. We've all taken it. I don't know, James, one of them beige boys, so he might not have taken too many L's. You know what I'm saying?
Please, man.
Everybody took L's.
We was on our way out. We was on our way out. That's why I hate Jordan to this day. Jordan took all our shine. We was doing good until Michael Jordan came along, messed up everything.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But that's, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing. When I used to coach, I used to tell the parents, you got to learn how to lose, just like you got to learn how to win, bro.
Yeah, but
that's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's real life.
That's facts. That's facts. I think this is the thing that they was saying though. They were really passionate. We had a long talk about this, and I think they said like it's the caliber of people that you're dealing with that makes it harder to navigate. So it's not that they don't want to have a boyfriend or a husband. But look at the dating pool that they picking from. They picking from people that's watching stuff like Too Hot to Handle or The Bachelor, and where you just like sleeping with whoever and then you just land with whoever you want to land with. Or they dealing with people that's not just on a regular dating site, but they on Tinder, where Tinder for a long time just a hookup site. No strings attached. Nobody got to know nothing. We just out here doing whatever with whoever, and nobody got. It's understood if you on Tinder. That may not be true today, but traditionally when you was on Tinder, it's just physical. Nobody expect nothing. And then that's the caliber of people they trying to navigate. So they don't mind, like my girls don't mind navigating the dating pool, but look what they choosing from. You know what I mean? And then same thing with the workforce. The workforce, it's a lot of jobs, but look how quick they are to put like some terrible boss over you. Who want to work for a terrible boss at a company that could fire you at any time? Who want to stay 20 years? It's no pension. It's, 401k. Anybody could add to a 401k, but stuff like that makes it different. When our parents was coming up, they had a spot. They might stay 30 years. They'll have a retirement at the end of that. That's a reason to stay loyal to a company. That's not the same thing anymore. You know what I mean? They halfway don't want to pay the healthcare at this point. So the playing field is different. That's part of what I think they trying to tell us, when we say, hey, just take the swings. My only point to them was You can be upset, you can be frustrated, you can be discouraged, but you do not get to give up. We don't do that. You don't get to give up. You got to keep taking those swings. You got to go after what you really want, not because it's easy, but because you know this is who you really are and what you really want. So you got God on your side, so you got to keep going. And then you could be frustrated, you could be upset, you could be discouraged, you could be sad, you could be mad, you could be all of that, but you do not get to give up. We don't play that. You don't get to give up. So you can take a break, you know what I mean? You might have 2 or 3 dudes you feeling, and then they both burn out, fizzle out, and you be like, man, I'm sick of this dating mess. Okay, well then take a break. You can take a break, take 6 months, 4 months, work on yourself, but you don't get to give up. You feel me? That's the conversation we was having.
What do y'all think about like when they say that dating is harder now than ever before, and the pool is different and whatever. What are y'all thoughts? I have some thoughts.
Yeah, my thoughts is always around the music, the art. The art is telling the story for me. If you listen to the music that we grew up on, it was Luther singing to his girl about wanting to be with her forever. Anita Baker was singing to her man about wanting to just be with him. Even the players like Avant and R. Kelly was singing to their one girl on most of these songs. Even Chris Brown and Michael Jackson would sing to this one girl about being the lady of my life. And they would have their other songs where they messed up and and got some Billie Jean and got somebody pregnant, right? So they would all have that, and they had an apology song. But then they used to have the apology song, like, man, I messed up. Take me back. They talking to that one girl again, even though they going through that. So I'm saying, like, the culture is telling you nowadays you got like the toxic girls and the toxic guys, and don't nobody care about nothing, man. Lotto, Meg, and them are telling a story about a girl that's been burnt so many times. She just out here getting her paper. She ain't even worried about being with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had this conversation with wifey a while back, and I was saying the same thing James was saying. It was like growing up, everybody know I'm a big '90s R&B fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm an oldies fan, Motown, and I'm like, and I was telling my wife, I was like, nobody want to sing about love no more. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be in love no more. Like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the boys to men? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was popular. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, even like the new editions, like you said, the Luthers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, people sung about being in love and they wanted to be in love. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Hit it, and I'm on to the next one. But even the girls are singing that now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You got these what they hot
yeah.
city girls or something, whatever they call it. It's like,
Hot girl
bruh,
summer.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
hot girls. And
it's
don't
wild.
hear me. I'm not saying that the music is creating this environment. I think it's exactly the opposite. I think the music, the art is telling the story of what's going on in the streets. It's hard to find somebody that's going to legitimately give you a chance at a real healthy relationship, and that's what the music is reflecting. So the girls that have been burnt so many times. You got Glow, Meg, and all of them leading the charge of, like, with Saweetie and Cardi and all of them leading the charge of, like, I'm on mine too. You ain't the only one out here going for themselves. But Glow will have a moment. At least Glow will have a moment where she's like, man, I really did like this dude, but he a dog. He not good for me. Like, why do I care about this dude? So they having them real moments. Like Bryson Tiller used to have that real moment too. He's like, I'm out here with these different girls, but I'm really just trying to be with you. I wish I wasn't ruining this. So they having real moments, bro. Tiller's dope album Trap Soul. He had these moments where he's like, I want to be with you with this other dude, because I done already messed you over. And I gotta find my way back to you because I know you who I'm supposed to be with, but I done already cheated on you. And I don't know if you're gonna give me another chance. Like, it's that kind of toxic environment that they swimming in right now. So
But
I
even on the
think
flip side of that,
they got a point.
but but even on the flip side of that, it's like if you don't eat catfish, why you fishing in the catfish lake? You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
going into a spot where like you don't want these type of people. It's like I'm not going to the club to find a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to the strip club to find my wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's
But
Yeah.
like
online, you don't get those distinctions no more. Everybody's on these sites together. You're not at the club.
yeah,
You on a
I
dating
think you
app.
but I think but even in that you can actually because we always talk about the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? We always talk about the algorithm. So if you're looking, your search engine is saying, okay, this is the type of person I'm looking at. I'm looking at these kind of women. I'm looking at the woman that cooks at home. You know what I'm saying? That the career woman. I'm not looking at twerk videos. I'm not looking at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, uh, the what they call them, the 304 videos and all that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're
Hmm.
looking at the other type of video, it's going to feed you that, and so you can say, "Oh, this. Oh, let me slide up in her. Oh, she cooking. Oh, salmon and rice and teriyaki. And, oh, she's single. Let me go holler at her. You know what I'm saying? Those are the
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
things that you know what I mean that you can
yeah,
do to you know what I mean.
yeah. Check your algorithm. Absolutely. My thoughts is this: I think every generation is going to be tough.
Hmm.
It's going to have its challenges as far as dating. I don't think it's like far worse. And everybody's not drinking the Kool-Aid. That's some of the pop culture stuff, but everybody's not drinking pop culture. Everybody don't care about Glorilla and all of them or
Yeah.
whatever. And it was funny. I'm reminded of it from moving to the South, and I'm reminded of how many people are still like pro family. We was out.
Mm.
It was that Thursday night. We were just out random. Had and I don't know what we ran to do, we went to do some errand, and then my wife was like, "Oh, you want to go eat over here?" So, oh yeah, so we went and tried to go into the Texas Roadhouse. That bad boy was cracking. This was Thursday night, but I was. It was a moment, and I was made happy because of how many families I saw out. Not just
Hmm.
black families, white families too. And I mean the mama, the daddy, the brother, the sister, and I was just reminded that people are still out making families and getting married and being in love. And they're not,
Yeah.
everybody is not drinking the Kool-Aid of
Mm.
disparity and it's not gonna happen and we just everybody's crashing out and nigga it's just nah, I think that's a part of development, the part of youthful development in the United States. I think those early 20s can be rough when you out just kind of like looking, and but it's to Buki's point, it depends on where you was looking. Like when I was 25, 24, 25, I was looking at that time, I was looking at the church.
Mm.
I was inside the church looking around like who could, I married and met my wife at church. Like, oh man, I need to go holler at her. And 23 years later, it's all good. I'm so glad that was a decision, I made. And so believe in it wholeheartedly, good supporter of black love and supported, not just of my marriage, but the marriages around me, and know that it can actually happen and work out well because of my experience. But I will say it depends on where you trying to find a mate. And I think a lot of people, to James' point about the whole online dating, I've noticed a lot of young people talking about moving away from those sites and going back to meeting people in person
Mm.
and going that way. Seeing a lot of that.
Hey,
I
but
think
Okay.
nah, go ahead.
no, I was saying, but like you said, what made me think about when you talking about down south and stuff like that, and I think it's a different culture too,
It's
like
different.
for our community because, I mean, you're full of HBCUs and stuff down in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's a different black community. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Than it
absolutely.
is here in LA. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a big difference too. And let's not act like Southern culture isn't still, you know what I'm saying, a decent, nice culture. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different from LA culture, bro.
It is.
It's
100.
different from all big city cultures.
It
Yeah,
Philly,
it
New York,
is.
all of them. It's different
yeah,
from all of them.
It is, and it's a common decency that still exists.
yeah,
But and for me, living in um, a blue state for so long, even talking to my mom today, that's her thing. Like I live in a blue state. I don't know. I don't want to come down to no red state, and especially now, because of who in office, all that yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I get it, but coming from that perspective, and I was in that perspective, that's all I knew. I was like, they're not having a good time outside of this. If your lawmakers are more conservative and they're more strenuous on certain things, then them people ain't having fun in that state. They like, oh, they got them people on lockdown. That was my mentality. But what I've discovered is, no, what these people have done is they made their environment, more family friendly. And if they want to get wild and be crazy, they're going to do that on their own property. And they're going to do it behind their gates and behind their walls or whatever. So my point is, nah, these niggas I know out here can be just as wild as people in California, but because of how they handle themselves socially and try to be respectful, they're not trying to put all their business out in the street. That's not to say that they don't have business.
Yeah.
They just not it's not about flaunting it around and being provocative and being provocative is cool. That being provocative is cool in LA. Like that is cool, and being out there, and that's why women feel that they can dress a certain way and men feel like they can be a certain way. It's just like, but then you come here, like I come here, and it's still 2025. People are still, like that same music you was talking about, it's here too. But how people are responding and how it's impacting them and how it's a tad bit different. Like I find more voices in the South, like from Black women who not really into Glorilla and all of them. But of course, they got a huge following. So they got a lot of girls out here who do who do promote that and want to like be like that. But I hear more so, like I put it like this. I felt like in LA, like the hot girl, the bad girl, the let's be wild, damn these niggas, girls like those were like the majority. It just felt that way. And I could be totally wrong in that. It just felt that way, where now I feel like it's flipped. It's like, yeah, they wild, but that ain't the norm. That ain't the average. Like the average person is just still
regular citizen. Yeah.
Still, I was talking to a dude out here who was laughing. Yeah, and he has one of those super cable boxes like me, and we was chopping it up. And I was asking him, I was like, he from out here. He from out here. Been here all his life type dude. And he said, man, I said, do you be watching news from the other states or whatever? If so, like which one? And he was like, yeah. He's like, you know which one I watch is the most entertaining news? He's like, I watch LA News. And that nigga said KKLA, nigga. I started laughing, nigga. I was like, nigga, that's like
KKLA.
I was like, nigga, that's like Channel 5, ain't it? I was like, that's Channel. I was like, oh, you watching some hood news. Some
that's
real
local.
That nigga said he liked watching the high speed chases. He's like, nigga, y'all have high speed chases on y'all news all the time. He was like, nigga, and he was like, sometimes they be getting away. He was really into it. Now that's sad because I told him, I said, now that's sad. Now you sitting out here watching that, being entertained, and I'm sitting in that looking at Arkansas news, nigga, like the exact opposite. Nigga, no high speed chases. Nigga, what happened at the farmer's market? You gonna get the 8th grade class got they, new buses and new just regular stuff, nigga. Just regular we was laughing. I was like, I swear, like I was just liking to watch regular stuff, like different atmosphere. And so it's like I said all that to say it's kind of like where this person is dating like that dating pool will differ from culture to culture. So
Mhm.
from the East Coast to West Coast, it's gonna be a tad bit different. It's not,
Mhm.
the same challenges because there's some places where niggas can't afford to live. They
Yeah.
just like a lot of places, a lot of people may not want to go and be
Mhm.
there, but you can still afford to live, at certain places,
Mhm.
and hold down a job, meaning take care of family and all that kind of stuff that sometimes is a challenge. Like you were saying, James, like people like, I can't be a husband because it's like I can't really support a family. So why would I even want to do that and how hard that is? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's like Buki said, I mean, life is going to be hard. It's not easy for anybody. Unfortunately, it's just that's not how it's set up. And you gotta just, I don't know. For me, that's where God fills in the gap. Trust Him that He'll open some doors and feel it,
Mhm.
and know that I can't figure everything out. I'm so like comfortable with that now at this age. But I remember, young 20s, you trying to figure everything out
Yeah. This what
and
I had
how
to
it's
do
gonna
though.
look.
This what I had to do. I had to go back and I had to apologize to my girls and be like, you know what? If I go all the way back to 18, 17, before I met my wife, I have to admit it was pretty empty. It was pretty. Now there was a lot of activity. I was all over the city. I was all over the city. Me and my boys would go to, whatever little events you could get into under 21, and we would try
Yeah,
to, have as much fun as we could. But it was empty. It was empty. It was thrilling. You know what I mean? There was a lot of activity, a lot of motion, a lot of action. It was motion, but
yeah,
it was empty. Like at the end of it, you felt like, man, this can't be it. This can't be it. So if they're walking around without God like that, like I was, then I could see where they could walk away feeling hopeless. Like it ain't no hope for romance. It ain't no hope for a
yeah,
family. It ain't no hope. So I think I'm picking up what you saying, Jay, about the God factor is what would make a difference. Because when I didn't have God in my life, I was like always escaping. I always wanted to be on some video game or be high or be drunk or
yeah,
be doing something to get away from my reality because I didn't enjoy it. So I had to go back and be like, you know what? If I go back to where I was at 17, 18, 19, before everything changed, the difference was having help, like knowing that I got a God that can help me raise a family or can help me buy a house or can help
yeah,
me
yep,
make it through some single dating scene. Like if you don't have
yep,
that, if you don't feel that confidence, and I think you could be in church and still not have that. I talk to people
absolutely,
all the time who can
absolutely,
quote all them little scriptures and say all them little church quotes and cliches, but they don't have confidence. They don't feel like they really got help. Man, I remember what that felt like. I wanted to stay high all the time. I didn't want to have to deal with that. It was not
yeah,
fun. So if that hopelessness is what you're walking around with, then yeah, why would you come out the house? Is what I'm
yeah,
starting to feel like. So I had to go back and be like, I get that. I get that. I think I was speaking from a place of why would you give up when you know you got help? Is what I was trying to speak from. Like, we got help. We should take all the swings we need to take. We should shoot all the shots because we got help. And then I had to think back, like, well, what if you don't feel like you got help? I wouldn't be taking as many shots. You know what I mean? So that's a part that I
yeah,
think we got to keep in mind. If we just talking from like just be more like Buki, be like Buki, just be like Buki. That's different from no, we have help. And that's why we can go talk to that girl. That's why we can apply for that job. That's why we can apply for that mortgage because we got help. That's a very different conversation than be more like dad, be more like mom. I don't think they don't respond to that because it ain't mom. It ain't 2000 no more. It ain't 1996. It's 2025. It ain't nothing as easy as it was for y'all. I think that's where they're gonna come back.
yeah. I was
Hmm.
this came to mind, switching rails a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you another thing that I discovered, nigga, down south since I've been here, nigga, and it is an incredible experience. Bookie, you're gonna appreciate this, nigga. That place, Buc-cees, nigga. Let me tell you, nigga.
The
I
gas
didn't,
station barbecue.
nigga,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
nigga. It is next level, nigga. that bad boy be cracking like Costco's, nigga. Like people just like, man, just in there, and that was like we stopped when I went. I stopped going and coming back from Tennessee because it was just one in between here. Like the closest one from my crib, like right now, is like a couple 100 miles. So I'm not close to them. I'm not close to one. But going there, we ran into one, so we went up in there, bruh. Dude, let me tell you, nigga, they got everything up in there. Name something, nigga. Just name anything. Name anything on earth, nigga.
Brisket sandwich.
Nah, the brisket sandwiches. I didn't even know nothing about that. I didn't know nothing. I remember all I knew was a truck stop and people from the South. A lot of people, because my people, a lot of my family in the South, and I've seen their posters of like just going there, like damn, like it almost got an amusement park vibe to it. Like this nigga and Bucky, nigga, that logo, nigga, is on everything in that store. Like they gonna brand your brain when you go in there, nigga. That logo is on everything. When I say everything, nigga, it's worse. It's now y'all know how much of a Disneyland fan I am, and I would go to Disneyland, and you know how Disneyland will have Mickey Mouse everywhere, nigga. Trust me when I tell you,
Buc-cees
it's
everywhere.
nothing. Buc-cees, it's not like Disney. It would go in there, and nigga, like nigga, we need to turn it up like this. We need to have it on everything, and you be so mesmerized, nigga. I was this close from walking out with a giant Buc-cees stuffed animal, nigga, because he in there killing it, nigga. Like it was giving me that vibe, like you know, back in the days when you go to a carnival and you want the big stuffed animal. It was like, yo, I think I want that big Buc-cees, right? I was this close, nigga.
Did you have the Bucky nuggets? Did you
Nah,
try
but
them?
what I did, I got two of the things that was big, and I didn't even know they was big until after I made that post and people was talking about it. I did have a brisket sandwich because I was hungry. I didn't even show no brisket, but he the one kind of solidified the fact that oh yeah, they known for this brisket sandwich up there. I didn't even know that, and got it just on the strip because I went in there and it was like centralized. It was like center in the store. And they, you know, chopping it up and having a little sound off, little things with each other, like all the sauces on the table, and then everybody would say something. I'm like, nigga, they just doing the most up in here.
They ringing bells and stuff. They
all that kind of stuff.
Little signature, yeah.
But Buc-cees, nigga, they was in there making that fresh beef jerky, bruh. From long strips, like nigga, they had I swear, they had about at least like 30 or 40 different flavors of what you call it, beef jerky, because they had it all. They had it fresh behind the table where you could get it, and then of course they have it, you know, all packaged. Nigga, just a giant wall, nigga, of all these beef. I got some Bohemian garlic, nigga. That was the flavor, Bohemian garlic. I was like, nigga, that's coming with me. And a cherry wood, nigga. Something smoked with cherry wood. I'm like, nigga, that's him. Yeah. But I got that, and then they do fudge. A lot of fudge.
Oh yeah, they fudge. Yeah, they know for their fudge too. Hey, I was down that Bucky hole down on TikTok, dog. I've been down there. It's like I've been to the store and I ain't even been there. I see the
man, I'm telling you,
the brisket.
I didn't know nothing about it other than I had seen a few posts, like I said. But going up in there, I'm like, Buc-cees is the man.
Hey,
and
it's on my bucket list, dog. Buc-cees.
The
I can't
bathrooms
put
was
Buc-cees on my bucket
clean.
list.
Boy, if you travel anywhere by it, don't stop nowhere else for gas, nigga. Go there for gas. You gonna love it. But nigga, I could have spent, and I see people up in there. I could have spent, nigga, a good hour up in there just looking at all the different stuff that they have, and then they have like all these brands and stuff that you know that we don't get, like Bluebell ice cream. Nigga, they had a whole giant display of Bluebell ice cream. Nigga, they had every flavor up in there. And I know they did it on purpose, nigga. Like, we're gonna make sure we have every flavor up here. And they got like, no joke, they got about 20 to 30 nigga like cash registers all over everywhere. Not just in one area, like when you
And they
leave,
all
nigga.
open, huh? They all open, not like
All
not like
open,
Walmart.
nigga.
It be like, nigga, it's 100 people in line. It's like 3 cash registers open in Walmart.
Yeah, they been doing a lot of that lately, especially man, in all the places they've been doing a lot of that lately. Targets and the Walmart. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna speak on this, and our time is coming to an end. But I want to speak on this. Have y'all? Let's be honest. Let's be honest right here, everybody. Let's be honest. Let's examine our households.
Yeah.
Let's think about what's been going in and out of your house. Think about it, and have y'all been boycotting Target?
I think subconsciously I might have.
I find myself, okay, I'm turn myself in first. First of all, I'm like, you would think in my world, nigga, there is no boycott. Let's just say that, right? You would think
that's my vote.
World.
If somebody asking me, is Gerald in on the Target boycott? I'm not even going to text you. I'm going to be like, I'm going to tell you right now. He's not boycotting any of that.
Nah. And it's, it's funny because it's like, what do you do when you don't agree with the boycott, nigga? What do you do?
You keep quiet. What you do is you keep quiet
because you're outnumbered. First of all,
outnumbered.
You're outnumbered, and the way that they've been like frying, some people been frying Tabitha Brown for her stuff. That I'm like, boy, I'm like, boy, you supposed to be boycotting Target right about now. But I'm like, but here's my take on it, and I could probably be wrong, but it's like I don't care about the conscience of corporations.
No,
like nah, I really don't, because they can so easily spin, and that's why that's such a dangerous thing. They can spin how you think about them. Think about like
they good for that.
Think about it. I'll take y'all back to, remember the Papa John situation? This nigga was in a meeting. This nigga then fired off the N-word in the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And talked about us in a negative way, right? It came out. It hit the surface. Somebody leaked it. It came out. It's all bad. You go to their website right now, and then you can buy the Shaquille O'Neal pizza.
Exactly.
Because that's who they gonna call to clean up. I seen them do that with them, and also I saw them do it with Epson, which I used to work for them back in the day.
Went and got Shaq, huh?
Yeah, went and got Shaq to clean up the black stuff. Like anytime. So my point is, it's like, and it's gonna happen with Target eventually. When the Shaq Target ads pop up, nigga, I'm just gonna be hollering because it's like they finally called him in because they really doing bad, right? But they'll do that, and then everybody will forget. Which is all to say that these people can present themselves however they want to. The bottom line is, it was trendy for black people to be supported at a certain moment, and they jumped on it, and then they jumped off it.
Let me say it like this, Jay. I think it's still a little too soon. It's still too tender right now. I think why don't we do next pod? Let's have this culture conversation, because
it's fine.
I think it
it's
just about ready to happen, because I done heard some real strong talk from DL, some real strong talk from people like Charlemagne, some real strong talk from believers. I done heard some pastors pop off about what we supposed to be doing. Like, everybody got to take on how we supposed to feel. So let's do this right. Let's do this next pod. I'll bring some clips. I'll bring some clips and figure out.
We can most definitely
let's do it.
Dive into that, because that is a hot
you can bring some clips. I'm gonna bring some videos of niggas actually going up in Target and coming out with bags.
hey, Buc-cees, I was laughing the other day because it was like, you've been this is what triggered this conversation because you was talking about the long lines and it don't be but a couple of cash registers open like Walmart be doing that.
Yeah.
But I was going through Target, nigga. I was like, oh, these lines is wonderful up in here today. It didn't dawn on me though.
You're like,
I was like, oh, it's
oh,
wonderful. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, that's
oh,
right.
yeah.
Our numbers are supposed to be way down at these establishments.
Mm-hmm.
And this one over here by my crib, nigga, it ain't nothing but black folks that's running it and in there working. So it's like when I went up in there, I didn't, it didn't click. Like, oh, there's a boycott. Black people ain't supposed to be up in here. Nah, because I'm looking around, nigga, we all up in here working, and some of us still shopping and whatever. But yeah, we can deep dive into that one on the next one, y'all.
No, that's a great one, man. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great one. I think we just about ready. We had to take a break. We needed a little break. It was an onslaught. It was a whirlwind. It was too many things happening too fast. So it was like, ooh, this not fun right now. But I think we just about ready for this conversation. Yes, sir.
To boycott or to not. Well, that is our time. That is our time. Thank you. I always say this now, that if you've listened this far, I know you rocking with us and we appreciate you.
For sure.
To get to this part of the show, most definitely. Love and appreciate the fact, don't take that for granted that you rocking with us. And please tell somebody about the show. Like, subscribe. We need to start talking about that at the beginning too, telling people to like and subscribe. We want to get more than 20 subscribers. I like the 20 subscribers that are consistent with us. We rocking with y'all, but we want to see that number raise so we can be encouraged. But anyway, let's get out of here with a toast. Everybody grab your glass, and it goes as such. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm really
bad at this.
Bad at this. That's the time would be crazy now. But salute, y'all. Thanks for listening.
For sure.